everyone, welcome to Squad, your favorite source for everything esports and gaming. I'm Lisa Dwan, and a lot is going down tonight. We're getting another dose of Marissa and Brody debating the latest in Unmuted, and in Esports in 30, it's CSGO time. But first, before we get to that, you know we like our spicy plays here, so here are the best plays of the week.
And gets the corner boost steal as well. And gets the chance for Reynolds. Reynolds!
Oh my goodness! Oh, Reynolds, you filthy! Oh my! Everyone!
He did it all himself! All I was saying was Reynolds does this, Reynolds does that. Reynolds puts the peeps on in the upper bracket. What a shot!
And everything. It's funny actually, like my first event I started with Renegades, I was checking in at the airport and I had my only pair of glasses and I had no reply. Oh my god!
We love this thing!
the story, dude! Holy shit!
Style point.
Reddit had
Another thing coming.
It's blowing out of there. Yeah,
He keeps it up.
That is a high. But big damage on deck for Scar, who does have a fatal blow, locked and loaded. Oh my goodness!
If he finds the right combo right now, he can steal it.
150-50 from death right now.
If he finds the right combo, and Sonic Fox knows it, so Sonic Fox now is playing a little slower of a game. He dashed forward!
Oh,
he got the grab. Scar so close, so close. Sonic Fox got too heavy and it's Scar! Scar takes it! Combo Breaker 2019, Mortal Kombat 11 champion, Scar!
Alex, now on the other end, gets his flip off the ceiling, gets a dunk off the post, bouncing out in Mystic. Hits the ball to safety. Alex with the dunk, and he dunked it again! He did it! Back-to-back dunks for Alex, and he gets the lead for Mouse.
What a play from Alex here. He just sits behind the ball waiting for the first attacker, or defender, excuse me, to make the play on it, and then lands on top of the ball when Cooksey was trying to take it out.
Do they know Ariel's there? I don't think so. They got made out.
They're about to
He's
learn.
going to get a double kill.
About to learn today.
Oh,
what?
Okay. No! It's all gone wrong. Wait.
Oh, no, it hasn't. It's all gone right.
Oh!
Oh, he's got it.
That's what they needed.
Final game. Leo is back in this game. Only 32%. One final stock separates these two. Big damage coming out of that Arsene combo. 55, 16. Oh my god, and 8. Oh god. The snowball. The snowball.
Uncontrol these things.
Roche want this. They need a miracle on the kickoff. They might get
Oh, there it is! Eels off the backboard, racing for it. Oh, you're joking! Unbelievable! You disgusting, monstrous piece of filth!
They won't
0 seconds!
go away. Cookser can't play it off the backboard, has to read the bounce, and
Jump up, knows he wants to activate. Wow! Off the counter hit. Beautiful. Command throw. No, regular throw.
Really?
Let's keep it safe.
Really?
I like the choice here. Oh my god, I want to see more games.
Strong, strong, strong.
I want to see more games. Oh, nice to chase. Ay, you would take it. Oh, that's so scary. And he got super available. Oh my gosh, follow next, watch it. Oh, there it is! Super!
Oh, my goodness. And all you can do is smile and shake the man's hand. They needed that one.
Twist can still do this. Low HP on both ends players.
That's so risky.
3 bullets.
Oh dear. Here we go.
That's sick.
Time not important anymore. The bomb's been planted. Twist versus X7.
Doesn't know he's out though.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems to be aware.
No. Counting himself.
Oh boy.
The scope. That's a beautiful 1 versus 3.
oh, and a demo in response onto Arsenal. And a great touch there from Reynolds to keep the play at least a little bit dangerous, to force the defense to respond. That's exactly what Mist did, but a touch back out to Arsenal. Look at the passing play from the Peeps. It goes in for them.
Extraordinary play by the Peeps. Starts with 1, Reynolds, then 2, Gyro, then back to Reynolds, to Arsenal. What a play by Reynolds, the finesse.
Trouble right now. Needs to get this round.
The focus, he didn't let it go.
Oh, he jumped up.
He's got full bar. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Big damage. Oh, hell my God, he cornered himself against Brian.
Oh, the jump in! He went the dome and dropped it! Go for 4-3!
Oh my God, what is doing?
This is gonna be big damage. This is gonna be big damage. It's gonna be okay.
I'm getting a heart attack. He's got full meter. He's gonna touch. Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my God!
With that, it's playing like a genius!
Welcome to Unmuted. We got your gaming and esports hot topics, hot tweets, and the spiciest memes. I'm Marissa Roberto.
And I am Brody Moore, and this is how the show's gonna work. We're gonna present all the goodies we've gathered, in which we'll discuss and most likely argue. But luckily for all of us, there is a mute button that we can shut the other person up for 30 seconds.
I thought you were going to break out into song there, and then I really would have muted you. Shout out to chat. We like it when you call us out when we're wrong and praise us when we're spitting the truth. So let's get to it. For our first story, it appears that streamers versus esports orgs is going to be a common theme this year, thanks to some brand new drama. Streamer NickMercs is accusing 100 Thieves owner Nadeshot of repeatedly falling back on his promise to give him a 5% stake in the org. NickMercs left 100 Thieves earlier this month, and this week joined up with FaZe Clan. What makes this even juicier is that FaZe and 100 Thieves have been feuding these past few weeks thanks to comments Nadeshot made about Tifu's lawsuit. Nadeshot has not responded to NickMercs yet. Brody,
Good call.
do we have the beginnings of a FaZe versus 100 Thieves rivalry for life now? Like, what do you think of this whole thing, and what would you do if you were Nadeshot?
There are a couple things to break down right here.
Oh.
What Nadeshot's doing right now is the right thing. Don't say anything. He jumped into talking about the that whole FaZe thing a little bit too soon.
Yes.
He retracted his tweets actually, and he said, "I apologize. I should wait till all the stories are out there." So
And that also spammed new copy pasta from Banks, who responded to him in the most vile, "You're gonna regret saying this once I come out with what I've got." Like, it's a whole copy pasta that everybody's been using now to that tweet itself, and that was to Nadeshot.
To me, Nadeshot looks like he's handling a lot of this better than a lot
Than
like Banks and
sure.
is handling this. But Nadeshot, you know. Here's the thing. I don't think NickMercs. I don't think NickMercs has any real right to get super pissed off and go public with this. I mean, like, that's kind of shady to do. I mean, like. At the same time, Nadeshot shouldn't have been promising things he doesn't know he can deliver on. He probably said to NickMercs, "Hey man, I really want to do this with you. I really want to get you involved in this. We should be able to do this really soon." Okay. Then something happens, and he can't do this very soon. Are you gonna do it?
Here's the other
and then if
Here's the other side of that story, if we're looking at it from Nadeshot's perspective. Because yes, you're right, I do appreciate that he hasn't been saying anything, just like Freddie can't say anything now. He hasn't been saying anything, and he did make this promise to NickMercs, which he shouldn't have done. But when you're in the beginning of something, like the infancy of something, and you don't really know how it's going to go, when you have this relationship, you have a friendship with somebody, you want them to be a part of it. So yes, saying, you know what, I'm going to give you 5% of my company for sure. You've been in this from the beginning with me, man. I've got you. I've got you. If you don't have it in writing, it doesn't mean anything. Word of mouth is nothing in this community, nothing in business. Do not buy anything that's being sold to you unless you have it in writing.
At the same time,
end of story.
Don't promise things if you don't know what you can do. It's a hard situation. We've all done it, but that was a good bait. I actually made you use it so you can't use it later. Anyways, moving on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was announced yesterday, and there was a surprising detail revealed in the marketing blitz. There will be no season pass. Instead, developer Infinity Ward will release new maps and post-launch events to satisfy fans. A season pass in COD usually costs about $50 US, and before that was invented, maps would be sold in DLC packs. Marissa, this is a new approach for Call of Duty. Do you see this as like a shifting tide in the landscape of selling things to people post-game launch?
I mean, it's like all of your wildest dreams have been answered, Brody Moore. This is exactly what you've been asking for. You get a game, the game is finished. You don't have to get any additional things you need to pay for after the fact. I feel like everything so far that's been released for this new Call of Duty has been pretty litty. Like the trailer in and of itself has been
looks really
incredible.
Think about this. We're now, I'll get back on topic in a second. We're now about to be in a world. We're in 2019. And it's going to feel like we're in 2008 playing Halo and Call of Duty the way we used to. We're going back to roots, baby, and I love it. Anyways, it kind of makes sense. You see the success of like all these passes, battle passes, rocket passes, and all these games. Apex has it, like everyone has passes now. You know that that's what's going to happen with this next Call of Duty, but that's fine because that's something that you don't actually have to purchase if you want to stay up to date. There was so much fragmentation that happened within the Call of Duty player base. That actually happened. What was it? It was Little Big Planet that actually happened in 2 because there were so many extra maps and items you could get that some of the player base didn't have. That is the reason they actually made, I think it was Little Big Planet 2, was to reduce the fragmentation between the player base because it was harder to get in lobbies with people. Same thing happens in Call of Duty. So many times, me and my friends a thing will come up and saying like, oh, you don't have this map, you can't play on this, and it just reduces the chance of getting into a lobby quicker. So this is great, fantastic, but you do know they're going to charge you for some stuff later.
Yeah, of course.
But it'll
it's
probably
just the
be
way
cosmetics.
Of business. Sure, exactly. Things that you don't technically need, but it would be nice if you did. And if you have the dough, well, I mean, you might as well spend it, and you might as well spend it to and give it to this company with this game that you spend so much time with. I mean, all this stuff has been trial and error. Yes, trial and error only to make more money for that company, but still trial and error nonetheless. And they have feedback from fans, and they're listening. Yeah, and it's working out.
Not going to pre-order, but I do like where it's going.
Okay. Bad news, League of Legends fantasy fans. A new eSport fantasy service will not be launching in summer 2019 and will instead be delayed until 2020. Riot Games shut down the fantasy service last year after a sharp decline in users and told fans that new details would be announced this spring. Well, they didn't announce anything, and fans are understandably a little peeved that it's being delayed yet again. Brody, should Riot even, I don't know, focus on fantasy esports anymore? Like they could leave that to other websites, you know?
Yeah, well, that is a valid point. More so, I was just saying, I think they do need that. I mean, like, League of Legends, just MOBAs in general, are a very, like, specific group of people. You play League of Legends, that's pretty much all you play is League of Legends, right? So you want to give these people something to continue to be invested in, especially as time goes on. Some people get bored, some people fall off. They'll say, I'm over this game, it's been the same stuff. I mean, patches help, shake things up a bit, but having something to invest even further in, when I was doing fantasy for RL, it wasn't done by Psyonix, it was done by fans, Rocket League Garage, right? But it's sick because it is the go-to fantasy, and it helps me pay so much more attention. I'm watching all the players, all their stats, and the same thing, it's going to help the esports. So I think in some way, you got to have a fantasy league because the hardcores will be even that much more invested into
I feel like because they're saying that they're going to do this and because they're delaying it now to 2020, it now puts the brakes on any other site that maybe would have dabbled in the fantasy esports for League of Legends because they'll get shut down by Riot in the future. So now for sure there's going to be no fantasy for these guys, and that totally sucks. So I'm a little peeved, to be honest, for them because fantasy is so much fun to play. I play fantasy baseball. It is a lot of work, a lot of time devoted to it, but when you can actually play against friends, you form your own team, it's so much fun and investing more into the game as well. Fantasy is it's so important for certain people that love doing that type of thing. So for Riot to take that away from them and to have no other company able to step in and provide,
I wonder if it was like a legal thing, like they realized, oh, this is actually going to be harder because maybe they wanted to put some sort of financial into it or something I don't know. But although it makes me feel like it was just like, whoops, we forgot about it. The fact that they just didn't say anything. They could have just been like, sorry, there's some holdups, but they're like, oh, whoops.
But they're dealing with a lot of other things right now at Riot, okay? They can't deal.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of other things on their plate. So that's what two things are constant in the world of the other MOBA, Dota. The international is always great, and rosters are held up by paper. The latest Dota team to change its roster is Beast Coast, who dropped TMT and Eternal Envy from the team, despite the fact that EE founded it. What makes this crazy is the fact that Beast Coast signed the squad on May 1st, meaning it hasn't been a month since before they shook things up now. Now, Marissa, it's just like, there are a couple things to unpack here. First off, like if you were an org, would you even want to get into the scene?
Would you even want to get kicked off the team you founded?
No, into the volatility, because the volatility of this, and then at the same time, do you think it is okay that an org is going to get rid of a founding member like that?
It's a little odd. Like I don't know what kind of position he's going to take with the org now, if he still has a spot with them, or if he's giving up complete controlling shares of the company as well. Like I'm assuming that's happened over time because that's just how these orgs work. Somebody founds it, and then you get investors, and then your percentage is just whittled down to almost nothing. And then look at this. He's booted off a team. I don't know what the logistics are of Beast Coast just overall. I'm not sure what kind of percentage he still has. It's kind of crazy that like he was on a team and now is just completely booted off of it. I mean, Beast Coast is still a legitimate org. Like they've got a lot of different teams out there. They've got players in the FGC as well. A lot of them homegrown here in Toronto that we're just very proud to see play. I'm just not sure if like, if this is best for the team, then okay, then let it be best for the team.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
let them just roll with
Is
it.
there something you should get out of it though? I mean, like, I feel like it's just hard to like have someone that put together this team, gets a spot, or comes in, takes over, and then now you're out without anything. Like, should Valve start stepping in and saying that there's something? Should they get a little more hands-on with the players and how orgs are run and structured in this, or should it 100% be up to these orgs?
Yeah, that would be nice, but the thing is with business is that it's just like Valve is just gonna shake hands with the people that make the business happen and make the money
That's
happen.
not the question of what are they doing, it's what should they be doing? Should they be stepping in? In your opinion,
but it doesn't,
I know everything comes down to money. Your answer is always
but
money.
that's the thing is like, should
if
they?
it
Yeah,
wasn't-
for sure. Like morally, yeah. Like let's make sure the players are happy. The players have spots and they have some kind of, benefits and longevity and like a life after esports. For sure, I want all that to be in place, but that's not the case here. And not until they have like a legitimate players union to come in and help these guys and make sure they'll be okay and they'll have something long-standing in this world. I mean, I don't know.
Make a union.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
There we go. It's time now to check in with streamers in Clip It. First up, we have another clip from D. Kane, who is currently living in a streamer house with Mitch Jones and friends. A little background on Mitch. He's known for storing his pee in bottles. With that said, enjoy.
Dude, wait. Do you think that's beer? Do you think that's still beer in there? Ah! No! Ugh. No! Gross, dude. They were floating. I assumed they'd be beer. God damn it, dude.
That's my stash, man!
Stop, Mitch.
Those are my pee
Dude, I thought it tasted weird, dude.
You found my stash!
So, like, I don't know how much I believe.
I don't believe any of that, not for 1 second. I do not believe any of that for 1 second. That was like, this is a whole setup, it's a whole shtick, it's to get views, it's to get people lulling in chat. Like, give me a friggin' break, you guys. Also, like, who stores their pee in bottles? Obviously, that wasn't pee, but like, we live in a society. We live in a society with freaking plumbing and toilets, and they're there for you to use. Not to store your effing pee in bottles. Like, you're not living in a. You know
maybe
what?
he was a trucker at one point.
Yes,
you know?
I get it.
Truckers
like, it's the way of the road. I watch Trailer Park Boys too, for sure. Way of the road, absolutely. I get it. I do love that in Trailer Park Boys because that's just like how she.
That's how it really is, though.
But they're living in a home together with plumbing and toilets. You can use those toilets and be a human being. That is freaking disgusting.
Maybe they
you should be ashamed
pay
of yourself.
their water bill.
Yeah. I'm sure that place looks like they're not paying their water bill at all. Give me a freaking big. Why are you guys subscribing to these people? Honestly, holy smokes! Like, get a life.
Well, speaking of way of the road, let's get on the road with our next one. Our next clip comes from Canadian streamer Hitch. He's currently hitchhiking through Japan and had an unexpected exchange.
No, you don't. No. No. 頑張ってね。Why does he have US dollars? Why is he giving me $100? I have so many questions.
So do I. I thought that would give him. Wait, did someone just get in his car, give him $100, drive 10 meters, and then get out? I need to go to Japan.
Yeah, that was very kind.
What?
Yeah, and he just had that dough with him. I don't know. I feel there's a lot to unpack there. Just leaving all with so many questions.
I'm concerned what that driver was like wanting out of him. Like, where was he planning on taking it? Right? Like,
I see. You thought that maybe.
Is this the start of one of those mature-rated internet videos that we all watch from time to time?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a pretty big van.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Those backseats can be used or something.
Okay. All right. It truly is the best time of day where we scroll the Twitters to bring you all the things the pros bless us with on their timeline. I love it when they discover the sweetest lessons in life. Call of Duty Pro Blast says, just found out you have to talk to girls to actually get a girlfriend. Brody, in your experience, is he onto something here?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
You do have to be social. So what if you're mute though? What if you literally cannot talk?
Well, that would be something. That's a whole,
But
other
yeah,
box
you have to leave your house sometimes. Not, I mean, yeah. Well, RuneScape kind of lets you get around that. You don't actually have to talk to someone. You can get a girlfriend. You can buy them. Buying girlfriend.
No. We're not promoting.
12K gold.
No. We're not promoting any
Wants
of
to be
that.
my girlfriend.
No, but
15K.
you have a lovely girlfriend, and you met via what exactly?
In person.
In person, but it wasn't through.
Through video games, which I started online, but it was in person. I actually had to socialize, unfortunately. I mean, it was great what turned out of it, but that part is hard. Taking the first step to leave your house.
And now he's happy and healthy.
Well, when I'm not around here.
Yeah. Okay.
For real special treats are Action Slacks and Pokemon Sleep. He says, with the announcement of the new game Pokemon Sleep, I hereby announce Dota 2's Stay Up All Night because some guy ruined your rank game for no reason right before bed minigame. Unlike Pokemon Sleep, this game is free and I hate it. That is just online, man. You ever like, oh, you don't play online games, so you don't even know this pain. Sometimes you're playing, you're like, I'm on a streak, you know, I'm winning so good right now. I'm gonna play one more game before bed. One more game before bed, and then I'll go to bed just to cap it off. Even if it's a loss, who cares, right? And all of a sudden, you get into a lobby with some nugget head that is just like, oh, I'm not the problem, you're the problem, and they start blaming you. They piss you off. You're like, I was in a good mood.
Yeah.
And now even if you win that one, you're like, I am not ending on that note.
Yeah.
And then you go into the next game's tilted, and it's all downhill.
How dare you say I don't play online? Hi, Clash Royale and Golf Blitz, okay?
Yeah,
and
but those are solo.
That doesn't matter. You still get triggered, and you're still facing one-on-one with people, and Golf Blitz is 1-on-3.
Trust me, it's worse when it's your teammates, because they're supposed to be on your team. At least in Golf Blitz, you know they're working against you.
Don't assume my anger issues when I'm playing video games. Okay, our last pro thought is a little something for you to take home with you for the weekend. A little positivity from friend of the show and FGC staple, Katana Prime. Internet anons say I suck, I'm phony, I'm gay. They would slap me, all kinds of things that are whispers in the wind. Then these same people approach me with the big fan, nice to meet ya. Oh man, I met KP and he was cool AF in person. Don't stress anons, it's not real. So anon equals anonymous here.
Yes, thank you for the internet.
Well, I don't know, people might not know.
Yeah, no. I think the real, I've had people do that. So like, this is why whenever anyone flames me, chirps me, whatever online, I always try to understand and say, hey, if you actually have some real feedback, I'll take it right now. Let's talk about this. And a lot of times they're like, well, I'm actually a real big fan. They're like, I just wanted to get your attention. Yeah, a lot of these people are doing that without, it's not actual malicious intent, it's selfish intent, right? They're not actually trying to be a dick to you. They're actually just trying to get your attention, which is not the right way to go about it. I'm not condoning this.
No,
I'm just saying this is why I've stopped taking online, like, just bad-mouthing, like, without any actual kind of critiquing, really unseriously and with so many grains of salt, like a whole salt shaker of salt. Because it's like, they're probably not trying to be malicious overall, and I can't take them seriously.
I mean, I've had people definitely try to be malicious.
No, there are some real actual buttholes out there.
For sure, and the thing that bothers me is the people that make just astronomically asinine assumptions.
Hey, wow, look at that.
No, but that's the thing. You make assumptions about people that you don't know, and you just assume that they are a certain way, or I mean, and then you start spreading these rumors to other people that also don't know this person. Like, it's not okay. Like, just be kind. Why can't you just be nice? Like, why don't you just be nice and see how that might change your life?
Just be nice. New life motto.
It's a little something.
Anyways, too much niceness. Let's move on because it's time to get to some crowd control. I want to start with something cool.
Okay.
Unis is a company that's making a mechanical pong table, and I want to show you a glimpse of what's under the hood. That would have been so high. Like, how do you even start to think of making something like that?
Yeah, like
So what's cool is like the actual top half of that is they put magnets on top with like blocks, so it looks a lot more video gamey. That's just underneath it, how it's actually working.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, you're supposed to be able to play it. Like, it's not just. It's not
They just had the AA play, but you can see the turntables on the side there, or like the little spinny knob things. I'm a DJ.
The spinning knob things. Okay, next
technical
one
term.
is just straight up dope. No matter how uncool you are in real life, Brody, VR can make you feel badass. Probably why you play a lot.
Now, for anyone who does want to jump into that, I will say that that gun is a mod that some fans have made. Usually it's just medieval weapons.
Right, like how did that even get in there?
But they are adding official mod support, and I'm very excited to see some of the weapons that people come up with in that game. I really want to see you try this game one time and see if, like, for once you could actually look cool in a game.
What? Have you seen me
burn.
play Stardew Valley? No.
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Oh
You're
my
missing
god.
out.
Anyways, our last post shows a little NPC breakdancing. He reacts from a bullet wound the same way I would when a bug lands on me. This is, I love when a game just falls apart. Also, Sniper, great game. Get it off! No! Get it off of me! This is how I expect you would be in that VR game. Just full flailing.
I love it. That was like a little b-boy breakdancing. You know when they like spin on the ground?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Like doing that, yeah.
Is that what they do?
That was like, well, I don't know.
That's
That's
why
like
I called it
b-boy.
breakdancing.
That's like full on b-boy. I love that. No, but I just love when a game is broken.
Can we?
Not
can
when
we,
I'm playing it, but when I
like,
watch clips.
For real though, can we actually get that set up in that game? Because I want to see what Marissa does in that game and how much she's just flailing.
I'll be wacky inflatable arms.
See if you can
to
be a John
Marissa.
Wick. Ba-ba.
Yeah, I mean those are goals, right? In game though.
In game, yes. No,
Listen.
don't John Wick in real life.
No, of course not.
Moral
but
of
do
today.
cheer for the Raptors in real life because exactly what we're doing. Don't say anything, Brody. That's it for Unmuted. Remember, you can hit us up on our socials by just saying hi and sending us stuff to react to. We love that. Someone type in !mark socials right now in chat for all of our channels. We'll see you next time.
A bootleg pizza recipe that I used to do when I was younger, and I would be left alone, like when I started to be home alone by myself.
I got a story about bootleg pizza after you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would take bread, chop up some.
This is really bootleg.
yeah. Chop up some hot dogs. Okay. Get some ketchup. Okay.
Okay.
Spread the ketchup on the bread.
So ketchup was the tomato sauce?
Yeah. Put the sausages.
Did you slice the hot dogs like they were pepperoni?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
You know I did.
I'm actually sad.
And then
Wait,
I would put.
Is the bread toasted? Like, have you already toasted the bread?
No,
and
I
you
didn't
start
have
putting
time
the
for that. I
toppings
didn't have
on?
time for that. No.
Oh my god.
And then
is there cheese on this?
Yeah, but I would use.
Kraft Singles.
Yeah.
The white ones or the?
No, the cheddar ones.
If you missed any of the FPS action, you can check out the whole VOD right now on our Twitch channel. And while you're there, why don't you subscribe? I promise you'll get exclusive emotes and badges. Just in a bit, Marissa and Zurich will be catching you up on everything that happened at CS Summit 4. But first, I am really excited to introduce this new segment that we shot a couple of days ago. I've been teasing it on social, so you should have seen this coming. Here is the very first episode of PogChump.
That's a little unnatural.
But that's the point.
Then
That's why
Matt
it's
gives
better
us
that
a
way.
stupid hot take.
What the hell?
Okay, anyway, hello friends, welcome to the very first episode of what we're calling PogChump. This is Lisa Dewan, this is Matt Hempstead, I'm Marissa Roberto, and that is Camille Salazar Hadaway.
Full name.
That's right.
Wow.
She nailed it. She's a pro. All right, listen, guys. Nobody is perfect, and in the world of esports, there are a lot of cringeworthy, imperfect moments.
Yeah, so each week we're bringing you the latest and cringiest, most awkward, and hilarious moments from the esports scene.
So let's not delay any further. The first jump we're gonna laugh at is Smash Bros. Pro West Balls. We all know promos can be a little bit awkward, and at Get On My Level, they raise the bar.
Hey guys, West Balls here, and welcome back to Gumbo 2019.
Does he even know what he's drawing?
That
I
grin
know, he
though.
was just like,
It's like a
what kind
cupcake.
of
What
cloud is spiky at the top?
Even though the cloud wasn't great, that grin at the end was perfect.
No, he knew he messed up.
He held the pad and just.
I mean, I don't know. There was a few different pros that had to do the cloud.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely the weakest attempt at the cloud. Sam Sora did a pretty decent one. I just think the logo itself is pretty interesting, that there's a smiley face in the actual cloud. Like, they should have also drawn that.
Oh, so like go like that. So it'd be like
it would have been easier.
You saw the way he was drawing. There's no way he could have done that.
Well,
There's no level. He could not have done that.
No, he like gave up. And the thing is, this is inspired obviously by the Disney Channel. Me being Disney knows all
Disney is her.
about this. So it's like you really got to grab the invisible pen hard, right?
Show us how to do it?
Yeah. So you grab it. You pick it up. First. You got to pick it up.
Okay. Oh my God.
You grab it. You channel the mouse, right? And then you go.
Smile. That face.
That was way too many.
That was too much tongue, I think, for Disney.
Yeah, that was definitely too much tongue for Disney.
All right, that's enough. So, working as an interviewer in esports, it's tough because sometimes you're interviewing people who are either awkward or shy in front of the camera, or maybe you just want to go off script, but then it doesn't really go as planned or as you would have hoped. So, CSGO host Frankie got a taste of that when she was chatting with pro player Fitch at DreamHack Open.
Fitch, do you like your cheeses?
Jesus?
Because you're in France, you've got the day off.
I'm a Muslim, sorry, so.
Oh, apologies.
I mean, like, okay.
So are you fasting at the moment?
What?
Are you fasting at the moment? Fasting, it's Ramadan.
What?
It's Ramadan.
Ramadan, yeah, no, it's really, like, for me it's hard because I got some, like, healthy issues, you know, like, so.
Well, I apologize for asking you about cheese, but I do want to say
it's not a big thing. Like, it's not a big thing. It's okay because I look like Asian, you know.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Fitch. You're always the person that has to succumb to my questions, so I apologize.
No worries.
For that.
Oh my God.
No, Rip, that is so tough, honestly, as an interview, because she wants to keep it fun and lighthearted and a little cheeky, right? So you want to just ask a little cheesy. Yeah, for sure. And like they're in France, like I would also have asked a similar question. I like talking about food, absolutely. And then it's like he didn't understand the question. He had to say it again. Did you just say which is super awkward.
They're in France.
What accent was that, Marissa? Also, I think it's an accent thing, though, because Frankie has a beautiful accent.
Yeah.
So when she asked if he was fasting, it sounded like she asked, "Are you flossing?"
Fasting.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Did you notice the sad music playing underneath? That was oddly. Was it because he doesn't eat cheese? Was it because he's not fat? I'm confused about
Seriously, you are a sad person if you don't eat cheese.
Honestly.
Let's just throw that out there. If you don't eat cheese, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
So now, like, I don't trust
good
him now
excuse,
because
though.
he doesn't eat cheese.
Well,
For, like,
is it
bad behavior?
why?
But maybe he was thinking
not
block
Italian thing,
cheese
okay? Please
or
don't.
wheel cheese, when I would say cheese whiz is cheese.
No, but like to go and then to go from
No,
because then he said no, he doesn't because he's Muslim, and then I feel like that was a fine follow up because it was Ramadan.
Frank should have cut it off early.
Yeah, it should have
but
ended
how?
Just like I'm about to do this
But yeah.
conversation. Okay, next. Because if you thought there was that was it from DreamHack, you were sadly mistaken because Frankie and gang got trolled again, only this time by a friend.
It was because Mousesports controlled the entirety of the map.
I wanted to ask if Wendigo had sorted out their anti-eco issues, and we saw that they kind of had on overpass, and then...
What an idiot.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What an idiot.
Excusez-moi.
I don't
Sacré
know.
bleu. Honestly, you just can't get the casters these days. Well, luckily, I heard that actually Vince and Dust, they're going to be casting all the matches tomorrow, so that guy will not be back. He's banned from the building now.
He's been fired, yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, scripted or not scripted? Because it seems.
No, I don't think it's scripted because she looked like she was a bit like not angry but irritated that happened because I think she was on like she was thinking of something to say like in terms of analytics and then her thought was cut off by that.
No, the caster on the end, Blair, he looked like so upset. He like literally was like, "What an idiot! What an idiot!" Like he kept saying that.
It wasn't a tone
real.
that was jokey. It was like
there's
this
beef
guy's
between
an
them.
idiot.
I'm calling it. There's beef.
No,
Camille and Lisa investigates.
Lisa, you love tea. Just
That's
embrace
my
your tea.
idea, guys.
No, I think you guys are stirring a pot that isn't even there. It's like
the
they
teapot.
no, they want to make this more lighthearted. Obviously, like they see how much fun Blast is and Blast Pro Series is. I feel like some of these broadcasts now are maybe trying to replicate that a little bit because they are seeing amazing numbers. And why not try to make a broadcast fun? Sure, you're gonna have some little things happen here or there. Somebody from production walking across. I would love that if that happened in our shows more often.
It's not even production though. It's like a fellow caster. It's pretty clear they're on air.
Okay,
obviously he knows what a camera is.
I don't know. They did it in the other ones too.
Stop!
Oh, there you go.
I'm in charge now. And we're gonna go to our next clip. So it looks like there was no shortage of random caster moments because Get On My Level had a moment too. Let's watch.
It seems to really be helping him out, putting on for him.
That's
So
right.
shout outs to Tweak. And shout outs to just bringing something new to the table too, man. We were
That's
talking
right.
about he had the Wario. You know, we don't really don't get to see a lot of Wario top player, I guess, in top 8 outside of, look at this guy, outside of Tweak. And then he brought the Roy.
That's
So,
right.
Brought it all.
Yeah, he brought it all. You know, we didn't get a chance to see the wolf or the go home, Roger. Go home,
get out of here,
Roger.
man.
Yeah, but
See, that was cute. That was a good, like, natural moment. There was no tension there for real.
Nice and chill.
That was nice
That's
and
just
chill.
FGC.
Yeah.
That's just FGC
That's
vibes,
FGC, yeah.
right?
That was
So
some
perhaps-
IRL edge guarding right there. That was nice.
Oh my god. Stop getting technical
I
on
know.
us.
What do you mean?
Stop it.
He's bringing the technicalities, but I love the fact that he was just like, just get out, man. Just get out.
No, it's perfect, because how else can you handle the situation? Obviously not security around them. Get On My Level didn't even have like makeup for the casters, right? It's like it's not as polished as a CSGO production. So you're gonna have moments like that happen, which make it even more fun to watch. I love that so much. Yeah, I would do the exact same thing.
Well, the
Just
dude was,
get out of here.
that was Kitaro. He's a caster too. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like they know him, right? So it's like you see with the FGC, like they're not afraid to call each other out, and like that's what I'm gonna do now. Whenever Brody just randomly pops out,
for sure,
hand in face.
See, that was like what an idiot in a friendly way, not like a you're a terrible person kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
All right, let's take a break from awkward cringe for a second and watch something that is actually kind of clever. The next clip comes from the Rainbow Six Siege Season 9 finals. See if you can spot it.
Did you guys get it?
I love it.
You have to follow the series
Marissa,
to know.
Did you?
Well, he's cameraman. His in-game name is cameraman, and then he's pretending to be
the cameraman.
That's so meta.
That's so
I know.
meta.
I'm like, whoa, my mind can't wrap.
Mind blown.
Concept. Yeah.
So
it's
actually,
crazy.
I thought it'd be nice for us to get our own name keys on us too.
So it's very generic.
You want me to? This is Matt.
we
ready?
all have one?
Yeah.
What's
Marissa,
that?
you want to help?
Oh, sure.
Here you go.
LOL expert. Is that because I make people laugh? Laugh up.
Put it on right.
Upside down.
That's perfect.
That actually is more accurate.
The fact that you put it on backwards. There you
Did
go.
you make me an Italian flag?
The intern decided to do that. That was not
Aw.
really cute. Yeah.
Lorenzo. Okay, Lorenzo knows that, baby.
Wait, why do I get the idiot?
Yeah.
If you have to ask.
Maybe.
Brody.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Brody was originally written into the script.
Wait, why am I not written into the script? What's going on here?
Wait, Lisa, do you want us to keep these on? Is
No.
No,
This is just a gimmick thing.
We don't want it anymore.
Because I was going to.
No.
Everyone loves a good game glitch, right? Well, this one happened right in the middle of a match at DreamHack Open.
Rots kills that B tunnel's push. He knows one more is B. They know that the cash pressure has caught the rotation. And so that means that they can smoke CT and they can do the mid-B split and they have one player to deal with.
That's on his head.
That's so ridiculous.
That's on his head. There's no, you cannot tell me.
What?
That's center of his head.
I'm glad we got to see that.
Whoa.
Good old CSGO.
The game is broken, guys.
But what game isn't broken?
That's just a really good helmet. Like the helmet worked.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
new actually
really
to
good helmet.
CSGO. Devs have not actually released it. That was the first footage of that helmet.
Exclusive for
Maybe
that.
you're just being rewarded for not ecoing that round and like spending all the money on gear. I mean, I don't know. It pays to pay.
It pays to wear your helmet, guys.
Some of those games have pretty interesting hitboxes when it comes to like gun spray and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was just like with the crosshairs on your head, you should probably
you should
die.
definitely die. But you saw the bullet hole on the ground.
Yeah,
so like
it
maybe
actually
it's
literally
just
just
the
like,
recoil or something.
Yeah, exactly, recoil.
I don't know. All right, here's another what moment. So G2 Esports' League of Legends team walked away with the trophy at MSI 2019, and they were praised for their synergy and aggressive playstyle. Turns out this is also reflected in their pre-game cheer. That's it. That's the whole clip, guys.
I like that. It's pretty aggressive,
Right?
but yeah.
Wait, we have to come up with our own now.
What do we do?
I don't.
Someone to say on instinct. What? Matt, you take it.
No, I don't think you want me to. I don't think you want me to go on
Ready?
instinct.
2, 3, start it.
I'm very glad I wasn't in there. Undo.
And rewind.
Animal Crossing.
I almost went in on that one. That's not fair. I don't like that at all.
Really, Marissa?
That's golf play?
Disney!
No, we gotta work on this one because none of
Disney!
no.
Please.
Stupid!
Does Brody flame is so unnecessary.
I know, poor guy.
not
Every
gonna
time he's
defend
not
himself.
around, he can never defend himself because
That's the only time we really
get
attack
him.
him.
Not fair.
I love it. Gamers are typically not known for their bodies, and Overwatch Pro Jester really proved that during his stage entrance at the Overwatch League All-Star Game.
Let's welcome your two players to the stage, and let's get this bad boy rolling on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Fred and Gesture. Oh my word. I mean, I'll tell you this much. Gesture's got the gun.
He certainly does. He's got that self-confidence.
Oh, the echo.
Everyone flex. Show us your flex pose.
Like that? You like
Marissa.
okay, first of all, that was definitely not our audio. That was theirs.
Yeah.
That was
what's
messed up.
Also, what's messed up is the fact that when I thought of not known for bodies, gamers, I just immediately looked at Matt. I'm sorry. You're just really tall and thin. And
Matt goes to the gym. That's some. Oh my god, we're about to fight. I can feel it.
Okay, I'm very fit. What's happening? Have you seen CSGO people? CSGO people are like super fit. Pasha Biceps, Sean Garrett.
you're talking about other people, but
Matt is
what about
esports
you?
ready. Can we?
What is happening?
Matt, take it off.
No, what is happening?
I wanted to prove. I need to prove it wrong.
I don't need to prove anything to Camille, okay?
You know what? We'll prove it.
This is sexual harassment. Like, captured
sorry,
on
you're
screen.
right, yeah.
This is awful.
I'm sorry. But we have to do like, I don't know, a sit-up challenge or something. I'd probably be
Where's
doing.
HR? Lisa, what are you doing?
Okay.
What am I doing? What do you mean?
HR, step in.
Oh,
Do
sorry.
something.
I'll look into it
Lisa's
later.
our
Well, look, I have some
I totally
confidence,
forgot
and thank you very much for this.
I'm sorry,
It's great. Speaking of confidence, or lack thereof, it now for me. Thank you very much. NBA 2K Pro Bear the Beast must be feeling some after this moment during an interview.
The way we're playing, we're hot right now. We realize we're hot, so we're trying to continue that and take that momentum into this game tonight.
You're literally and physically hot. I just went back into your locker room where you guys were getting ready. It was so hot.
Speaking of HR.
That was a really good segue. I didn't know we just made on without any intention. Nice.
Was that inappropriate for her, you think?
I don't know.
Well,
like,
it wasn't actually made to like him. It was just like temperature, wasn't it?
Temperature was hot. It was just hot.
it was
She
hot.
did not think that through. It's one of those things you say and you're like, in your head, you're like, oh, that could be interpreted differently.
I do that all the time though. Like I feel like I always say something and then it can be misconstrued or like used as a euphemism in some way. Like it's not fair, okay?
But that's not your fault. Everything can be
sure.
used as a euphemism.
Can I just say I have an issue with NBA 2K?
Why?
What? I'm sorry.
Why you?
I love NBA 2K, but why is it that they take the same structure from the actual NBA and after you win or like after you make a play, after you game, the interview's like, yeah, you know, we came out, we worked hard.
You don't want the generic answers.
Because
honestly, no, the tone.
Oh, what's wrong with the tone?
You think it should be looser since it's video games?
We did
They
it.
just
We
talk
came
that
out,
way,
we
Camille.
played.
Because they probably
She's
have the
so
same
picky.
media training as the actual players because they come from these organizations, really.
Well, that
When you
needs to
think about
change
it.
because honestly, the players, they need to up it a bit.
To be fair.
A little bit more excitement.
To be fair,
To be fair.
that dude was actually, you know, a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
So is it that weird to be like, it's kind of hot?
You were looking at his muscles, weren't you?
It's time for the last PogChamp moment, and we definitely save the best for last. Sometimes people get camera shy, and sometimes people don't even know the meaning of the word. Hold on to your food, people.
Wait.
I never played with him.
Oh, that's right. He was on that Hearthstone streamer guy's game. Our team.
Later on, he went to Archon, yeah.
Right. Oh, hey, PDA over here. No, oh, wow, that's too much.
Not Disney friendly. Come
Listen,
on,
I
kids.
know we're in France, but put that French kissing away here, you animals.
My eyes! My eyes!
I'm sorry, guys. There was no warning. There was no warning.
Oh my god, that was disgusting.
Kiss cam is a no-tongue zone. That's like commonly known in sporting events. You keep the tongue away.
No, definitely known. There's
Yeah.
no tongue on
No, you
kiss
keep the
cam.
tongue
That
away.
is so nasty.
What is
Not
the
even in
etiquette?
France,
Do you
though.
just go for a peck or like what is the kiss cam?
because it's French
You
kiss.
can make it if you want to, but keep the tongue in the back of your throat. Your own throat, not their throat.
Yeah, like don't put it back.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying in France it's not okay?
I just feel like nobody needs to see that. Any kind of PDA, whatever, like little pecks, that's fine because that's sweet, but like we don't need to see your mouth open.
Yeah, when in Disneyland,
way.
you have to behave like Mickey Mouse would, you know? You can't
With Minnie,
do
they're
anything.
very PG. Don't say Mickey Mouse right after
that. Very PG.
Well, I'm Disney and I don't think Mickey approves.
There you go. Camille has decided, Miss Disney has decided. Well, that's it from us. Which moment did you think was the cringiest? We want to know in chat right now. You can also let us know on all our socials at Squad States. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. One of the most famous CSGO players is putting away his keyboard and mouse for good. Pronax announced yesterday that he is retiring from professional play. He is best known for his time on Fnatic from 2013 to 2015, where he served as the team's in-game leader and whom he won 3 CSGO majors with. At the time, Fnatic was one of the most dominant teams in the world, but Pronax opted to leave the team to create his own org, Godsent. While it featured a number of notable Swedish players like Flusha, Godsent failed to achieve much success before it ceased operations in June 2018. Pronax played for a handful of other teams afterwards, but did not reach anywhere close to the level of success he previously experienced. Pronax ends his career as one of the most iconic CSGO players in history, and while he hasn't said what he'll do next, we hope his retirement goes well. It seems like the reports regarding the title of the next Call of Duty game are true. Activision confirmed that it would be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yes, it has an identical name to Call of Duty 4, but it will serve as a reboot instead of a sequel. The campaign will feature 2 protagonists, a Special Forces soldier and an Afghan freedom fighter, along with the usual suite of multiplayer modes. If those details are enough to get you hyped, you'll be able to play the new Modern Warfare when it launches on October 25th. However, the new Call of Duty wasn't the biggest game announcement yesterday. That honor goes to Larian Studios, who is currently teasing a project that is believed to be Baldur's Gate 3. For those who don't know, this would be the first sequel in 19 years to a franchise that is widely regarded as being one of the most important in video game history. With both Call of Duty and Baldur's Gate 3 on the horizon, all I can say is thank God E3 is less than 10 days away. We'll hear more details about Season 2 of Apex Legends at EA Play in just over a week, but Respawn Entertainment is already teasing some changes. The Battle Pass will feature brand new daily and weekly challenges that will let players level up their pass faster. Considering the only way to level up in Season 1 was to play the game, this is a huge improvement. Furthermore, legendary items will be unlockable every 25 tiers instead of 1 legendary item at tier 100. Players have repeatedly criticized both the quality of cosmetics and the pace at which you earn them over the past few months, so changes like these will likely excite the community. But is it enough to make Apex Legends return to its former glory again? We'll find out on June 8th.
Smoke cloud from Lolly.
Oh my God! Vitality are now left in a 3 versus 1. That's a great shot from Elise, and that is not going to be enough.
Hello and welcome to another edition of FPS Friday Esports in 30. I'm Marissa, this is Zurich, and today I think we need to be a bit more chill because we've got to match the atmosphere of the CS Summit 4. Am I right, Zurich?
Yeah, I'm already, 2 hits in. It's Friday.
You're already super chill.
I'm super chill.
Okay, but you were feeling so sick all week.
I was. The medicinal, advantages.
Yeah.
Helped.
I mean, just to be clear, everybody, we're talking about 2 hits of cough medicine.
That's right.
And that's why he's feeling better.
Yep. That's totally it. Super.
Just super chill.
Super chill.
But you saw the CS Summit, obviously. You enjoyed it because it was just nothing but entertainment the entire time.
Very funny. All of the entire event was just hilarious. There was nothing to be really taken too seriously. Vitality obviously played, the top of their game very seriously, but. That's fine. You can do that too, but
we can also have fun.
Yeah. But I feel like most of the summit is just for the players to get along, talk to each other. Imagine all the strat talks in the back. Like everybody's just like, hey, what do you guys do when you know, like this team rushes B? And it's like, oh, well, this is usually our rotation and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure that is what happens in the back of Summit.
Just bros having a good time. I mean, we have to talk about the sketches, laughs, and frags from the Summit. We've got the amazing sapphiRe calling in just 1 second. But until then, here's a look back at the best plays from the event.
Anticipating banana from the looks of it. Got ball over here. It's going to be Saiwu that rings out first.
No way.
Second.
He's had enough.
He's going to keep going through it. He doesn't really care, does he?
There's 4 here again. He wants the ball. Get him out of here.
He's the closer. I was checking in at the airport, and I had my only pair of glasses, and I had no like.
Oh my! That's what we love to see.
The story, dude. Holy shit.
No, man. Dualies are legit. Nitro.
Oh, don't do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna die on this hill. He's got it.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Here we go. Yeehaw. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Pretty nice.
Oh, JKS on his last limbs.
Trading blows.
Oh my goodness. He's flying. He's hurt. He's battered. He's bruised. He's looking for a spray. He might get this one. That'll help quite a bit. He can move for position. Kills the up out of the round. It's 1v2. Now Smooya burning. He's got to fight for his life. He's like R. Kelly at the moment trying to beat this lawsuit. He's going to look for the yum shot. The round is over. Oh my God. If they stick it, they're going to win. He can go in for the kill right now. And he gets it to the smoke. Oh my God. Smooya.
He's got that, I guess, smoke cloud from volley.
Oh my God. What the fuck was that?
Anyway.
Henry, again, talking about himself. Saiwu with the double. Shutting down the B site. Only needs one more. There, he's going to get it. I see the side, yeah.
But I also feel like that.
Oh,
boy.
They needed that one.
Ghost can still do this. Low HP on both Ents players.
That's so risky.
3 bullets.
Oh dear. Here we go.
That's sick.
Time not important anymore. The bomb's been planted. Twist versus X7.
Doesn't know he's out though.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems to be aware.
No. Or downing himself.
Oh boy. He has a Glock, and he's pretty close up. So let's see. That's a first kill. Oh my God.
He's winning this, boys.
Twist on 1 HP. He's gonna find the flank. He's looking for the left. He's got 1 HP. He's got 1 HP. He can push and get it. He's playing with the headshot angle. There's a chance here. Oh my God! Right in the body.
He wins this.
You put the dress on.
Take it back.
Oh, Jason, it's on the broadcast. No! Let's go for the dress!
Oh my God!
My medley.
How's this gonna go? Nobody gonna hesitating. Well, there's one bait there. One bait ends up working out.
Oh my God! That might be the knockout blow. Even the flank cannot do anything.
It looks like we have a new champion here. Vitality are now left in a 3 versus 1. That's a great shot from Elise, and that is not going to be enough.
It was a French victory at the Summit, only appropriate for an event whose mascot was a chicken, and that's no shade on the French at all. It's literally their national animal. Anyway, joining us now to talk about Vitality, chickens, and so much more, please welcome CSGO player, observer, coach, and VP of Marketing for Dignitas, Heather sapphiRe Garozo. What's up, girl?
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here. It's exciting.
Thank you for joining us. Let's get into it. Let's start from the top, the team that got the giant V, Vitality. Because nobody predicted this team to win. Saiwu played out of control, out of his mind, as he helped his team win the Summit. In your eyes, is he now the best French player, and what is the potential of this man?
I think he is the best. I mean, I was looking at his stats the last 3 months. He's just right behind Simple, which, you know, that's not an easy person to keep up with. You know, he was absolutely incredible at that event. I had the honor of observing that crazy round where he just like rushed at Banana in overtime with, you know, he got 4 op kills, some of our no scopes, like that was just insane. You know, this guy's a young star. He's got such a bright future in front of him, and Vitality, like, props to them for the scouting. What an incredible pickup.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, MBK had some choice words for his past teammates who dropped him and Apex, and he's in a position to say to them now that Vitality has, by most measures, surpassed G2. From your perspective, what's the dynamic of the French scene right now, and how things have actually played out between G2 and Vitality?
Yeah, you know, the French scene, it's interesting. It's always ever evolving. You know, I think if G2 would have got Zaiwu, maybe they'd be number 5 in the world and not Vitality. But Vitality found a great star. They believed in NBK and Apex when G2 didn't. I think G2 is always going to be a contender. They had some good performances at DreamHack yesterday. They beat Energy, they beat Renegades, had a good set against ENCE, I think at Summit. So, you know, G2 is always going to be a contender, but Vitality's got that young star now, and I think they're going to be gunning even higher than, you know, top 5.
Feels good to be them, hey?
Yeah, it's always nice and fresh when new players come in and they do, you know, crazy,
impossible things,
crazy impossible things. Another team that we want to talk about is NRG, because one of those things where they were so creative in that one play that they did in Vertigo with the sick run boost, for example. What do you see as NRG's path forward at the next events?
I think, you know, the future for Energy is that they're a contender on the international stage. Last year it was really Cloud9 and Liquid, and that's all you had from North America until Energy kind of came in near the end. And, you know, now they're going to be fighting right up there. It's no longer an anomaly to see 2 North American teams in the playoffs or even in the top 4, and Energy, I think they're surpassing Cloud9 right now, who's had some struggles. So I think they can, you know, be right up there, maybe not winning events, but certainly getting top 4 in a lot of the big tournaments.
Yeah, still respectable considering all the incredible teams that are still out there, still popping. I do want to talk about Ghost, because Ghost put up a fight. I mean, we don't really see a lot of Ghosts at big tournaments these days, so what is their place in North America with Freakazoid in the picture?
Oh gosh, I love these guys. James IRL, the coach, is fantastic. He has so much passion for this team. I think I've been watching Steel for a good part of a decade now. He's got incredible leadership. I love his trash talking he's got there. It really gets his team fired up. You know, these guys they're 20th in the world now, and they can't even play in majors, which is unfortunate, or, you know, they can't with Steel. These guys are getting so close. You know, they were just 1 game away from making it into ESL 1 Cologne. They've been on the grind lately. They had ESL Pro League, and while they're doing that, they've got Summit. They're going back and forth, you know, driving 2 hours in Los Angeles traffic. They're grinding, and they're going to be right up there with Energy soon.
I love the positivity.
Yeah, it's good that there's a lot of good teams.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's just, it feels bad when, like, you want your boys to win, but they just can't get that spot. That one spot that's out of reach.
Yeah, speaking of my boys, I love watching this next thing we're going to talk about. ENCE, easy for ENCE. Although it seemed like they were a bit off this event. Do you suspect that maybe the Finns were not taking it too seriously?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure they certainly wanted to win, but it's one of these events where you can relax a bit and it's okay. You know, there's a lot of money on the line, but, you know, it's not as cutthroat as it would be, you know, playing in front of 10,000 fans. So maybe they just had kind of a different mindset going into it. I'm not worried for them. You know, these guys are, you know, knocking off like the Astraluses of the world. So I think they'll be fine.
Well, I mean, obviously you've worked in every aspect of this scene. So, I mean, obviously you're seeing this from every different perspective, but what do you think the dangers are of teams maybe taking a tournament like this, like Summit, off, or maybe not too seriously when they've got big tournaments like DreamHack Dallas just right after?
I think it's a good thing. I wouldn't call it a danger. In fact, I'd call it like a benefit, because it's a great place to like test some new strats. It's a great place to test new players in a more relaxed environment. Maybe, you know, you're playing with a guy like Zaiwu, and, you know, you don't want him to be a star, but putting out on a stage at ESL 1 Cologne, that might get your nerves going a bit. So it's a good place to kind of, you know, get used to your new team, get used to some strategies, and, you know, take a bit of a load off before these next big events.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. And speaking of testing, actually, the main story for the Renegades was their stand-in, who played like a beast, by the way. Do you feel like Smooya had something to prove with this chance?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I saw him post on Instagram. He did a little AMA, and he said if Big would ask him to play again, he would do it in an instant. Seems like he might have regretted that decision. You know, he obviously hasn't found a team to play with, so you want to put your best out there when you have those opportunities. So I think he's trying to show off the best he's got, and hopefully he finds a new team soon.
We gotta talk about Liquid here, the second. Again, we've spoken a lot about Liquid on this show before, and once again, they finish in second place here. But I mean, hey, at least they're embracing the meme, right? Where do you think Liquid's heads are at as we look towards the last few events, or backwards at the last few events, and now before the midseason break?
You know, from my point of view, second place is not a bad place to be in the world.
You ain't first, you're last, Heather.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I loved Alicia's tweet where he said, "We came, we saw, we got another second." You know, those guys are going to be fine. They're doing great at DreamHack Dallas right now. I think they're in the semifinals. Hopefully, if it's them and Ents in the end, they can take that W, especially in front of a home crowd. That's always a good story. But I'm not worried for them. They're just getting better and better. You know, I think once they square off against Astralis again, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, to say the least. Wait, wasn't there like a flood in their room as well?
God,
Liquid and Team Liquid.
Yeah, it literally just started pouring in their room at Summit. Shrooms, tech delays. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's the best thing about Summit. There's just all these random things happen. So let's talk about the atmosphere and this Summit and what makes this event so special in the landscape of CSGO.
It's such a great event because, you know, we get to see a lot of the players' personalities. We usually don't get to know them as much because they're in hardcore competition mode, but it's fun to get some of those players on the desk. It was great to hear from Twist a lot. I feel like we don't really hear from him. You know, that's a lot of times how you fall in love with players, as you know, and how fandom goes. It's like you want to know their personalities, not just their skills. So I think it's a great event to get to know the players. The casters get to show off a bit. They get to be silly. They don't have to, you know, dress in their suit and their tie. We get to wear Princess Peach costumes and banana and hot dog costumes. You know, it's a lot of fun. Summit treats us really well. They understand the community. They understand that this is a great it's a great break. It's a great gift for the fans to see what makes all these players tick, how they're like outside of the game.
Yeah, totally, and showing off all that personality. I love that you had tweeted, I'm pretty sure it was you that tweeted the photo of everybody just sitting on the couch. Everyone, like, people were in different costumes. You're like, basically, this sums up Summit.
Yeah, this is at Summit, this is completely normal, wearing a banana and a hot dog costume.
It's not real. There were a lot of hilarious and amazing videos produced by the BTS content team. What was your personal favorite? I feel like I know what you're going to say, but I want to know what your favorite sketch was from the event.
Oh, God. It's by far the Prius video. It was so on point. I observe almost every event with Prius. Landers had the best quote where he's like, something about he's both the most interesting and boring person you will ever meet in your life, and it is so true.
Perfect.
You know, his bird watching, I'm glad they focused on that. It really has helped him become one of the best observers in the world, and glad people could see that side of him.
Obviously a lot of stuff was spoofed, but is there actually any truth to the bird watching for real and like the graham crackers crunched into a bowl?
That's a good question.
The graham crackers is the true part.
I thought out of all of it, the graham crackers would for sure be the one thing that was not real.
The real part.
Yeah. Going back to the commentating, some people were talking about that there's kind of two modes that the CS casters have, the Summit mode and other event mode. As a talent yourself, explain the chance of this sort of event to allow casters to flex maybe more personality than usual, because it's pretty awesome when you drop an F-bomb as you're watching at home and the casters are saying the exact same thing, right? There's something about like just chanting or saying stuff alongside.
them,
your fans with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. You know, most events that you go to, the casters have to show up, let's say, 3 or 4 hours before you go live. And, you know, the host has not necessarily a script, but a run of show and different topics that they're going to talk about. The analysts know what's going to happen. The casters know what's going to happen. Summit, basically, they tell you, you know, show up maybe 30 minutes before the match live. These are the 4 people on the couch, and there you go. Figure it out. and they do, and you know, we get to see their creativity, how they would run a show, and it's exciting.
And we got to see all of it. Like some of it was structured, of course. Like I mean, discussing the new map that the players were playing. What was it?
Horizontigo.
Horizontigo.
Yes. And the video is just perfect of
that was
the
hilarious.
smoke grenade just lighting it up to down the hallway. It's perfect.
That's good.
Yeah.
Heather, what is it like for you to be, because you do a lot of these events, you observe so much. So how do you balance your life of being this top tier observer at all these major events, and then also your role with Dignitas?
It's a lot. You know, I've got some very creative places where I take time to sleep, you know, on trains and planes. I'm very good at sleeping on planes now because I have to. It's a grind. You know, thank you to Prius, who's like the best observer partner ever. He's great at balancing, hey, I've got a meeting, I cannot observe this map, you have to do this map. You know, it's just figuring out that work-life balance. You know, I'll call observing my life, and Dignitas is my work. I love them both so much. I believed in esports for 20 years. Yeah. Many of those years, many other people didn't believe in esports, and I'm not ready to give either of those up. So I'm just gonna keep grinding, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm living my dream. It's worth it.
I mean, and your girls are doing so well too. Can you give us a little update on where they're at and where we can watch them next?
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited with our team. So we've been invited to DreamHack Valencia. It's a $100,000 tournament for women's teams. One of the biggest prize pots outside of WESG. They're grinding hard. They're going to be boot camping out of our new headquarters in Newark coming up. So we'll be doing that for a couple weeks leading into DreamHack. They're playing in ESEA Main right now, and hopefully we'll keep advancing. We've got the major qualifiers this weekend. Obviously, that's the end goal, to get into a major. Obviously, we're a little far off, but we're going to keep trying our best.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, we wanted to quickly pick your brain on a few general topics, starting with the move of, I don't know how to say his name, Boomish, BOOMBL4,
L4, yeah.
To
Navi.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Good for him. That's exciting. I was feeling like a sense of nostalgia the other day when they announced it about Edward. I was going back and watching old CS 1.6 videos when Navi won IEM. It's really sad. It's the end of an era. But you know, they're trying to crack into that top 2, number 1 spot. Maybe it's a move similar to Zywoo and Vitality. I think he's a good player. He's done well at majors. And hopefully they have a bright future together.
Yeah, love to see it. Finally, DreamHack Dallas is obviously happening right now. So what are your initial impressions from the tournament so far?
Well, you know, I want a Liquid win, really. I want a Liquid win on home turf. They need it. They're in the semifinals. They're looking sharp. I'm feeling it this time. I think it's going to be them and ENCE. You know, ENCE has been in the U.S. for, you know, a few weeks now. So, you know, I think they're great. I'm an ENCE fan, but I want them to lose this one, and I want Liquid to take it home.
I'm an ENCE fan too, and I also want Team Liquid to win.
Yeah. I guess they would be considered the underdog, even though they always make top 2. They would still be the underdog in that moment. I just feel like the buildup has been so long, right? Like we've waited so long for this that like there needs to be something epic that happens when they win, like rain coming down from the sky or something inside wherever they are. Like the stage just have like rain pouring down. That would be something special.
Yeah, for sure.
sapphiRe, as much as I'd love to keep chatting with you all day about all of this, actually our time is up, but we've got to let you go. Thank you so much for calling in, and hopefully we'll see you in person soon.
Yes, thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.
Oh man, I love that girl so much. Zurich, let's wrap this bad boy up with just a few minutes here. I need to know who your MVP was for Summit.
It would definitely be Zaiwu from Fidelity. He played like, I mean, as sapphiRe said, like simple numbers. That is crazy. He was just fragging like a monster. And he's also pretty young. I think he's only like 18, so the future is bright for this kid.
I feel the same way about you, Zurich.
I'm old.
Then you were supposed to say I feel the same way about you, and it was supposed to be a thing.
Oh,
but,
okay. Sorry.
Fine.
It wasn't part of the script.
We
Sorry,
don't,
guys.
we don't need to discuss our ages.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't Google it. Let's talk about a couple more things here, because obviously this is FPS. We want to encompass everything, at least get our claws in a little bit of it before we get to the weekend here, because there have been a few things. One thing I want to talk about is this whole Apex Legends tournament. It's going to be the first official Apex Legends tournament run by FACEIT, but something a little concerning is that it's going to be on public servers. They don't have dedicated servers for this.
Yeah, that is not really a professional tournament.
Oh.
It's very weird because, you know, like that would be the same thing as, let's say, in the NBA Finals, if Golden State was playing the Raptors, but instead they play with... They are. But if they were playing in that style, that would mean that, you know, like Raptors would be playing with 5 random players and then trying to compare like how many points they can make.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't make sense as a competitive standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Until they get custom lobbies, that's when Apex is going to be a real competitive game, because it's just not the same.
Do you feel like it's odd that this in itself is sanctioned? Like this is what, because this is the only way Apex Legends tournaments have been played up until this point. This has been approved, this is going to happen, but for it to be a legitimate esport, it definitely needs to have its own dedicated servers. But then on the other side of it, we can argue that, well, I mean, most points win, so you're the best team, you'll win no matter what anyway.
Yeah, but the thing with BR games especially is there's so much randomness, right? So it's like you could have a game where you would drop in your favorite spot and there would be 100, all the rest of the players will be in that same spot as you landed. But then there would be games where it would be incredibly slow and then you would just place high. So it's like having that randomness, especially with like pubs and like, I mean, all of the public players are not going to be as good as the pros. Like
that's true.
In a 1v1 duel, one pro can always outmatch one squad.
Yes.
Like guaranteed, they can, you know, 1v3 most of the regular people.
Yeah.
So
it's like you on every day just playing Apex.
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, you do know what I mean? It's super tough.
I know for sure what you mean, especially when, like, if you compare this to PUBG, obviously they have their own dedicated servers. Like every team knows where every other team is going to drop, and they respect that, and they let that happen because everyone needs to get their stuff. They need to accrue what they need to accrue, and then they start the rotations, and that's really a respect for the other teams. It's a respect for the professionalism of the sport. It's respect for strategy. So this goes all out the window with Apex.
Yeah, because it's so random, and there's no strategy. You drop, you frag as hard as you can, you hear gunshots, you follow it, so you get more frags, and it's just a cycle of that. Mind ya, it's so much fun to watch as a spectator to just see pros like out fragging 9 people, and it's just constant action because they are following. So I think from an audience perspective, and Twitch especially, it's so much easier to follow it and watch, because a lot of the pro games, as we saw in PUBG, especially, even in Fortnite, it has the same thing where everybody stalls because they want to survive the longest. They want to, you know, be in the top 10, so they try not to fight as much. And we don't see that in tournaments like this, because everybody just goes ham. Like, oh, I have a pistol, let me kill 3 people, and they can.
Right, and they will, so you will be watching and enjoying every moment of it.
That's
right. What you're saying.
I'd still be watching.
I want to know, though, are you still going to be enjoying COD now that it's going cross-platform, or are you going to be enjoying it even more because you're a PC gamer? Because this is supposed to be cross-platform, PS4, Xbox, and PC, but to me, it just doesn't make any sense, because if you're on PC, you are superior. You, like, if just from being in esports for this amount of time, you see the difference between console gamers and PC gamers, and the tactile responses that you have as a PC gamer are just much faster than with a controller. So how do you see this playing out?
Hopefully they'll do the same thing as what Fortnite's doing, where if you queue up by yourself, if you're a PC player, you will get queued up with other PC players, right? It's simple as that. But then if you have a friend that's also that is in a console, then you get into like a mixed lobby. Okay. So something like that would work. The main disadvantage is the frame rates in fighting games, and FPS games. It's very important to have 144 hertz because the differences in like putting your crosshair in someone's head is literally within those, like the smoothness of your movement and your screen. So most consoles are capped at 60 frames. And you know, like PCs, there's 244 hertz monitors. I don't think your eyes can even see like that fast. But that will be the main difference, especially in COD, this new upcoming one. So unless they cap the frame rates for the PC players, the PC players will just have the advantage for like the entire duration of the existence of this COD.
Well, that's so true. And then I don't know how we're going to see this reflect onto the actual esports scene. Like, there's no way that can work. I mean, the esports scene that we see in COD is all console based. So do you see them making a shift because these players are used to console? They have to stay console, or do you think we're just going to break off? They'll be PC and they'll be console, and we'll watch both.
I don't think they'll do PC. COD has been like a staple in the console genre. It's kind of like Halo. Like, even if Halo comes out on PC, there might be a small competitive scene, but you know, like there won't be a backing from like Microsoft or other big orgs, you know, like covering it. COD is kind of the same way. It's such like a console-based game, and everybody played it in console. Even I played it in console.
And
you know,
you're a PC, but you love your PC.
Yeah, because PC is superior.
Okay, whatever, man. You know I'm a console, ride or die. I'm gonna stop you right there because that's all the time we have for our show. I cannot believe it's been already a half an hour already talking this. Thank you so much to sapphiRe, thank you to Zerk, and thank you for watching. Next week, we're kicking things off with an LCS and LEC summer split preview with G2's Grabs. And of course, I'll be yelling with Brody in Unmuted daily. Until then, I hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next time.
What a gem. It's so awesome getting to hear sapphiRe's perspective on everything. But that's it from us tonight. Shout out to Rebel for fueling us in the green room. And we'll be back on Monday in the green room playing more games at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then back that night with another Unmuted and a new Esports in 30. So you want to come back. Until then, you can catch us on all our socials. Have a great weekend and we'll see you on Monday. Go Rebel.